Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the backstory. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the investigations into the brutal killing of Albert Ojwang continued yesterday, with the IPOA continuing with the investigations, but still there was some kind of an inquest in the Senate where they summoned the DCI boss, the IG Kinoti, and leaders of IPOA to at least shed some light on what they know about the killing of Albert Ojwang. And there were conflicting information that was coming out, that is from the IG's office, the DCI, and IPOA as well. One key issue that came out is the timing of the booking of Ojwang when he was brought into Central Police Station, because the DCI said he was booked at around 9:35, IG said he was booked in at around 9:32, while IPOA said he was booked at 9:31. So there was a lot of conflicting information. And then there was also information coming from the DCI whereby they were saying that Albert Ojwang did not leave Central Police Station. Once he was booked, he stayed in there and he was booked in a solitary confinement. So the person that the DCI boss laid the blame on is the OCS Central Police Station, who is known as Talam.
It has further been confirmed that before the booking, the report office personnel called the OCS. And it's unfortunate it's been said that Talam, Honorable Speaker, is the OCS and not the OSPD. That he declined to book the suspect. Talam is the officer commanding Central Police Station. And from the totality of things, he should be treated as a prime suspect in the matter.
Now, other reports from the IPOA is also stating that at some point, Talam was moved from Central Police Station to a different destination altogether. And there's also a very interesting story that I want you guys to look at, which is has been done by the Star newspaper. In today's Star newspaper, they've given a chilling account of what happened. That is according to their sources. The Star newspaper is saying that in their investigative report that, according to the report, Ojwang was in very good condition when he was initially booked at the Central Police Station. However, they say that at night, he was mysteriously taken out of the cell and driven to Karura forest in a private vehicle. They're saying that the vehicle that brought from Homa Bay plus the DCI officers came in, booked Ojwang, and the vehicle was released together with the DCI officers, the 5 DCI officers, whose names were also published yesterday by IPOA. So they were released. Then Ojwang was booked into a cell. Then later in the evening, or at night, that very, very night, Ojwang was removed from his solitary confinement and taken to Karura forest along Kiambu Road. Karura is opposite the DCI headquarters. So they continue to say that the officers who had arrested him had already departed, and no one within the station seemed to be aware of what was about to transpire. So they say that it is in the Karura forest where a horrifying scene is said to have unfolded. Ojwang, while still handcuffed, was severely tortured, kicked, punched, and beaten into unconsciousness. According to the witness, he claims that the beating was so brutal that Ojwang slipped into a coma. Among those who were present during the time that Ojwang was being assaulted, that is according to the Star, is a senior police officer together with his driver. So once they continue to report that once Ojwang collapsed into unconsciousness, panic gripped the officers, and the perpetrators, that is the senior police officers together with the officers who are kind of torturing and beating Ojwang, panicked, and they returned him to Central Police Station just an hour before he died, at around 1 a.m. He was bloodied and unresponsive. So when they returned him to Central Police Station, some of the officers at Central Police Station declined to receive him. And they advised the officers to take Ojwang to the hospital, but they declined. So according to the Star, the officers' objections were dismissed following orders from above. That is, a call was made from above that Ojwang be booked in a solitary confinement. So in the process, so as to accommodate Ojwang in that solitary confinement, some minor offenders had to be released at night. That is around 1 a.m. Some of the minor offenders had to be released at that late hour so as to accommodate Ojwang in a solitary confinement. Remember, there's someone who is bleeding. Why couldn't they take him to the hospital so as to save his life, even though the report says that they panicked? So for me, I would imagine a situation whereby you've beaten somebody into unconsciousness. The only remedy would have been to take him to the hospital. So if it happened as the Star is reporting, then it means the end of this guy had already been planned, and the execution was being done as had already been planned. They wanted him to die at the end of it, because if they wanted to save his life, they could have taken him to the hospital, to the nearby hospital. So what is also interesting is the fact that the CCTV cameras covering the area in which, that is the solitary confinement cell where Ojwang was taken, was also tampered with. This is an allegation that has also been confirmed by IPOA. IPOA's Deputy Chairperson Anne Wanjiku confirmed this during her presentation in Parliament.
The key findings: 1, that the CCTV systems located at OCS office had been interfered with. Number 2, that the post-mortem conducted on 10th June 2025 revealed the cause of death as head injury due to blunt force trauma, neck compression, and multiple subcutaneous bruises all over the body. This, Honorable Speaker, the autopsy report and our preliminary investigation rule out the theory of suicide.
So the question that still comes is to so many Kenyans is that, who is telling the truth in all this? Because from the word go, the IG told Kenyans that this guy knocked his head on the walls. But after the postmortem was done, after realizing that they made a mistake, yesterday he kind of apologized to Kenyans and said he was given wrong information. But still, in all this, in the investigations, as everything unfolds, you get to realize that there is a deliberate attempt to give Kenyans wrong information. Because if you look at the conflicting information that were given by IG, the DCI boss, and IPOA, it means that there is a deliberate effort to give wrong information so as to cover up for someone. I don't know who that person is. Yesterday, the DCI boss said that it is Talam who bears the most responsibility because he's the OCS. Talam, when was asked, he said that he was not in when Albert Ojwang was being booked, so he might not bear the most responsibility. But somehow he's being blamed because as the OCS in charge of that station, he could be blamed for omission or commission. What did his officers tell him, or what was his reaction? And if the calls came from above, who is this person that called? Did he go through the OCS? Did the OCS authorize Albert Ojwang's confinement? And if not, who ordered that he be confined in a solitary cell while he was bleeding? So in all this, I think there is a deliberate effort, just as I've told you, to cover for someone. And whoever this person is, I think with time, Kenyans are going to get to know the truth about the killing of Albert Ojwang. Because someone thought that maybe after eliminating him, then all these things were going to pass. And Kenyans were going to forget about it within a very short time. But it seems like as the days move on, we get to get more information that still angers so many Kenyans. I just hope that the Senate and Parliament and IPOA will not sleep on the job, and at the end of it, at least justice needs to be done to the Ojwang's family and Ojwang himself. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep monitoring what's going on and we'll keep you guys posted. But if you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Until next time, bye-bye.